Dad, there's a man outside my house. 10-year-old Zoe's voice trembled through the phone. Ben Carter, sitting in his fire lookout tower, froze. What? A man? In a car? He's watching me. Ben's heart stopped. Zoe, did you lock the door? Yes, but Dad, I'm scared. Ben looked out the window toward town, 10 miles away, 15 minutes by truck. Zoe, listen to me. I'm calling you right now. Call 911. Tell Sheriff Tom, okay? Okay, but Dad, the man is getting out of the car. Zoe, go inside, now. The phone went dead. Ben ran down the tower stairs, jumped in his truck, floored the gas, because 8 years ago, Ben Carter received a phone call from his wife Amanda. Ben, it's burning, save me. And Ben hadn't made it in time. Today, history would not repeat. Ben Carter used to be Boston Fire Department arson investigation's best detective. 15 years, over 200 cases. When Amanda died, he resigned, took Zoe, moved to Oregon, isolated himself in a fire lookout tower. But this week, 5 houses in town had burned. The pattern was familiar, the serial arsonist who killed Amanda. And now, Zoe might be the target. Ben pushed the truck to 90 Millie Tower. Dangerous, but he didn't care, because he'd lost Amanda. He would not lose Zoe. Never. Rehukru. Ben's story, the Bloodhound. Ben's story, the Bloodhound. Ben Carter's story didn't begin with failure. It began with brilliance. He was born in Boston, South Side, working-class neighborhood. His father was a firefighter, died in a warehouse fire when Ben was 14. That day, standing at his father's funeral, Ben made a promise: I'll find out who did this, because the warehouse fire wasn't an accident, it was arson, insurance fraud. Someone had burned the building knowing firefighters would be inside. The arsonist was never caught. Ben became obsessed, studied fires, learned chemistry, understood accelerants, burn patterns, ignition points. At 22, he joined the Boston Fire Department, but not as a firefighter, as an arson investigator. His captain said, "Most people can't stomach this work. You see the worst of humanity. People who burn buildings, kill families, destroy lives for money or revenge." Ben said, "That's why I'm here." For 15 years, Ben was the best. He had a nickname, the Bloodhound, because he never let go. Once he picked up a scent, he followed it until he found the arsonist. 200 cases, 200 solved. 0 cold cases. Criminals feared him. Defense attorneys hated him. Prosecutors loved him. "Carter doesn't just solve arsons," one prosecutor said. "He understands fire like it's a language. He reads burn patterns like most people read books." Ben was proud, successful, respected. And then he met Amanda. Amanda wasn't from Ben's world. She was a social worker, helped at-risk youth, believed in redemption, second chances, the good in people. They met at a community event. Ben was giving a fire safety presentation. Amanda was in the audience. After his talk, she approached him. "You're very good at what you do, thank you, but you're also very angry." Ben was surprised. "Excuse me, I can tell," Amanda said gently. "You talk about arsonists like they're monsters, and maybe they are, but you're carrying something heavy. I can see it." Ben didn't know what to say. This stranger had seen through him in 5 minutes. "My father died in an arson fire," he admitted. "I've been chasing that ghost ever since." Amanda nodded. "And when you catch every arsonist, does it make you feel better?" "No," Ben said honestly, "but it's all I know how to do." Amanda smiled. "Then maybe you should learn something else, like how to let people in." She gave him her number. "Call me when you're ready to stop chasing ghosts." Ben called the next day. They dated for a year. Amanda softened Ben's edges, taught him that not everything was a case to solve, that sometimes you just had to live. They married, had a daughter, Zoe. Ben loved them more than anything, but he never stopped chasing arsonists. "Ben," Amanda would say, "you're home but you're not here. You're always thinking about the next case." "I'm sorry," Ben would reply, "just one more case, then I'll take time off." But there was always one more case. The worst was when Zoe was 5. Ben missed her birthday because he was interviewing a suspect. Amanda called him, upset. "Ben, your daughter waited for you. She cried when you didn't show up." "I know, I'm sorry. The suspect was about to lawyer up. I had to." "Ben," Amanda's voice was cold. "One day you're going to look up and realize we're gone. Not because we left, but because you were never really here." Ben promised to change, but he didn't, because Ben Carter was the Bloodhound. And bloodhounds don't stop hunting, until the day the hunt killed the one he loved. Rehug 2, Amanda's death, the ghost arsonist. It started with a pattern: 7 fires, 7 different locations across Boston, 7 women dead, all single women, living alone, apartments deliberately set on fire at night when they were asleep. The arsonist used the same method: break in, Pour accelerant in a circle around the bed. Ignite. Leave. The victim would wake, surrounded by flames, unable to escape. The press called him the ghost arsonist because he left no evidence, no fingerprints, no DNA, no witnesses. Ben was assigned the case. For 6 months, he chased leads, interviewed hundreds of suspects, studied every fire scene. Nothing. This guy is good, Ben told his captain. Professional, maybe ex-military or ex-firefighter. He knows how we investigate. He's always 1 step ahead. Then get 2 steps ahead, his captain said. Ben worked harder. 18-hour days, barely saw Amanda and Zoe. Amanda pleaded with him. Ben, you're obsessed. You're not sleeping. You're not eating. This is killing you. 7 women are dead, Ben snapped. I have to stop him before there's an 8th. Amanda looked at him sadly. And what if stopping him kills you? What happens to us? Ben didn't have an answer. 2 weeks later, Ben got a break. A witness saw a suspicious man near the 6th fire. Composite sketch. Possible lead. Ben was following the lead when his phone rang. Amanda. Ben. Her voice was terrified. Someone broke into our apartment. Ben's blood froze. What? Where are you? I'm hiding in the bedroom with Zoe. I heard glass breaking. I locked the door but, Ben, I smell something, like gasoline. Ben was already running to his car. Amanda, get out, now, take Zoe and get out. I can't, he's in the hallway. I can hear him. Ben started the car, floored it. Amanda, I'm 10 minutes away. Hold on. Ben. Amanda's voice broke. There's smoke under the door. Oh God, he lit it. Ben, he lit the fire. Ben heard Zoe crying in the background. Amanda, break the window. Get out. The window's barred. We can't. Ben, there's so much smoke I can't breathe. Amanda, stay low. Cover your mouth. I'm coming. Ben. Amanda was coughing. I love you. Tell Zoe. Tell her I love. The phone went dead. Ben drove like a madman. Ran red lights. Hit 100-mile pair. He arrived in 9 minutes. The building was engulfed. Firefighters were already there, pouring water. But it was too late. They found Amanda and Zoe in the bedroom. Amanda's body was covering Zoe's, trying to protect her. Amanda was dead. Zoe was alive. Barely. Smoke inhalation. Burns on her arms. But alive. Ben sat in the hospital beside Zoe's bed. She was unconscious. Oxygen mask over her small face. Ben held her hand and cried because he'd been chasing the ghost arsonist for 6 months, and the ghost had come for his family. Ben's captain came to the hospital. Ben, we'll catch him. I swear to God we'll catch him. How? Ben's voice was hollow. He left no evidence. Again, just like the others. Then we'll work harder, we'll know. Ben said, he's smarter than us. He'll keep killing, and we'll keep failing. Ben, I failed Amanda. Ben looked at his captain. I was so obsessed with catching him that I didn't protect her. And now she's dead. His captain had no answer. 2 weeks later, Ben resigned. I can't do this anymore, he told his captain. Every time I look at a fire scene I see Amanda. I can't be the bloodhound anymore. His captain understood. What will you do? Ben looked at Zoe, who was being discharged from the hospital. Scars on her arms, nightmares every night. I'll be a father, Ben said. Something I should have been all along. Ray Hook 3. 8 years later. The Tower. Ben and Zoe moved to Ridgmond, Oregon. Population 3,000. Small. Quiet. Far from Boston. Ben took the only job available. Fire lookout tower operator. 50 feet above the forest. Alone. Watching for wildfires. It was perfect. Isolated. No people. No cases. No memories. Just Ben, the trees, and the silence. Zoe stayed in town with a foster family during the week. Ben would visit on weekends. It wasn't ideal, but Ben couldn't handle being around people. Why do you live in the tower, Dad? Zoe asked once. Because it's my job, sweetheart. But you could live in town, with me. Ben looked at his daughter. 8 years old now. Amanda's eyes. Amanda's smile. I know, Zoe. But Dad needs some space right now. To think. About Mom. Yes. Zoe hugged him. I miss her too. I know, sweetheart. But Zoe didn't know the full truth. Ben wasn't just grieving. He was punishing himself. Every day in the tower, Ben would stare at the horizon, watching for smoke, watching for fire, because fire had taken Amanda, and Ben would spend the rest of his life watching it, making sure it never hurt anyone again. It was his penance, but 8 years of isolation changes a person. Ben became quiet, withdrawn. He rarely spoke to anyone except Zoe. Sheriff Tom Bradley checked on him occasionally. Ben, you doing okay up there? Fine. You know we could use someone like you in town. Maybe part-time work. Get you around people again. I'm good. Tom sighed. Ben, I know you were some hotshot detective in Boston, but you can't hide forever. I'm not hiding, Ben said. I'm watching. Tom left him alone after that. The truth was, Ben was hiding. from his past, from his guilt, from the ghost arsonist who destroyed his life. But you can't hide from the past forever, because eventually, the past finds you. Monday night, the Johnson house burned. Ben saw the smoke from his tower, called it in. Fire department responded, put it out. No one hurt, but the house was destroyed. Sheriff Tom investigated. Looks like arson. Accelerant used. Deliberate. Ben heard the report over the radio. His heart rate increased. Arson. In Ridgemont. Could be a coincidence. Wednesday night, the Miller house burned. Same method. Accelerant. Deliberate. Family escaped, but house destroyed. Ben's instincts kicked in. 2 fires. Same method. Pattern. He called Tom. Sheriff, I need to see the fire scenes. Ben, you're not an investigator anymore. I know, but I used to be. Let me help. Tom hesitated. Then, fine, come down. Ben drove to town. First time in months. Examined both fire scenes. The burn patterns were familiar. The accelerant placement. The ignition point. Professional. Methodical. Experienced. Ben's blood ran cold. Tom, this isn't random. This is someone who knows what they're doing. You think it's a serial arsonist? Yes, and I think, Ben paused. I think I've seen this work before. Friday, 3rd house. Saturday, 4th house. Sunday morning, 5th house. The town was in panic. 5 families displaced. No injuries yet, but it was only a matter of time. Town meeting called. Sheriff Tom addressed the crowd. We're investigating. We believe it's arson. We're working with state fire marshal. We'll catch whoever's doing this. But Ben, sitting in the back, knew better, because he'd seen these patterns before, 8 years ago, in Boston, the ghost arsonist. After the meeting, Ben pulled Tom aside. Sheriff, we need to talk, privately. In Tom's office, Ben laid it out. 8 years ago, I worked a case in Boston. Serial arsonist. 7 women dead. Same method you're seeing here. Accelerant in a circle. Ignition escape. We called him the ghost, because he never left evidence. Tom listened carefully. The 7th victim was my wife, Amanda. Tom's eyes widened. Ben, I didn't know. Nobody does. I don't talk about it. Ben leaned forward. Tom, the fires here, they're the same pattern. Same technique. I think it's him. But why here? Why now? 8 years later? I don't know, Ben admitted. But I need to find out. Because if it's him, Ben's voice hardened. Then he came back to finish what he started. Tom looked at Ben carefully. You think he's here for you? Or for Zoe? But you're safe. Mrs. Patterson's house is secure. Sheriff Tom is patrolling. Okay, love you, Dad. Love you too. Ben hung up, looked out at Ridgemont, lights twinkling, peaceful. But somewhere down there, an arsonist was planning his next move. Ben's instincts told him this wasn't over. The next day, Ben drove to town, picked up Zoe from school. Dad, she ran and hugged him. You came. Of course. Thought we could spend the afternoon together. They got ice cream, walked in the park. For a few hours, Ben forgot about the fires, about Amanda, about the ghost. He was just Dad. But when he dropped Zoe off at Mrs. Patterson's house that evening, he saw something. A car. Across the street. Engine running. Someone inside. Watching. Ben's detective instincts flared. He walked toward the car. The car drove away. Fast. Ben memorized the license plate. Partial. Out of state. Massachusetts. Boston. Ben's blood ran cold. That night, 11 p.m., Ben's phone rang. Zoe. But her voice was different. Scared. Dad, there's a man outside my house. And that's when everything changed. Ben flew down the tower stairs, jumped in his truck. Engine roared to life. He called Zoe back. Sweetheart, are you inside? Yes. Doors locked. But Dad, he's walking toward the house. Did you call 911? Yes. They said sheriff's coming. Good. Stay on the phone with me. Don't hang up. Ben pushed the truck to 90 mph. The road was dark, winding, dangerous, but Ben didn't care, because 8 years ago, he'd driven like this, racing to save Amanda, and he'd been too late. Not this time. Dad, he's at the door. Zoe's voice was trembling. He's trying the handle. Zoe, go to your room. Lock the door. Hide in the closet. Okay. Footsteps. A door slamming. Dad, I'm in the closet. Good girl. Stay quiet. I'm 5 minutes away. Ben's mind raced. Who was this man? The ghost? Had to be. But why now? Why Zoe? Then Ben realized. Revenge. Ben had hunted the ghost for 6 months. Got close. Too close. The ghost killed Amanda as punishment. And now, 8 years later, he was back to finish the job. To kill Zoe. Over my dead body. Ben muttered. 4 minutes. Dad, I hear something. Downstairs. Glass breaking. Zoe, stay quiet. Don't make a sound. 3 minutes. Ben saw the town lights. Almost there. 2 minutes. Dad, I smell something. Like gasoline. Ben's world stopped. No, not again. Zoe, get out of that house. Now. But the man. I don't care. Jump out the window if you have to. Get out. 1 minute. Ben screeched into the neighborhood, saw Mrs. Patterson's house, smoke rising from the windows. No. Ben slammed the brakes, jumped out, ran toward the house. Sheriff Tom's car pulled up. Ben, don't. But Ben was already inside. Smoke everywhere. Thick, black, toxic. Ben covered his mouth with his shirt. Zoe, no answer. Flames crawling up the walls. Fast, professional accelerant. Burned hot and quick. Ben ran upstairs. Zoe's room. Door locked from inside. Zoe, open the door. Dad, her voice muffled, scared. Ben kicked the door. Once, twice. Third time it broke. Zoe was in the closet, crying, terrified. Ben grabbed her. I've got you, sweetheart. Hold on. He wrapped her in a blanket, covered her face, ran back downstairs. Flames everywhere now. The exit blocked. Ben looked for another way. Kitchen, back door. But the fire was there too. They were trapped, just like Amanda. No, Ben refused. He saw a window, covered with flames, but he grabbed a chair, threw it through the window. Glass shattered. Fresh air rushed in. Flames surged, but there was an opening. Ben jumped through, holding Zoe tight. They hit the ground outside, rolled, coughed. Firefighters rushed over. Are you okay? Ben looked at Zoe. Her face was covered in soot, but she was breathing, alive. Yeah, Ben gasped. We're okay. But as Ben looked back at the burning house, he saw something, a figure, across the street, in the shadows, watching, the ghost. Ben's eyes locked on him. The figure nodded, then disappeared into the night. The next morning, Sheriff Tom came to the hospital where Zoe was being checked. She's fine, the doctor said. Minor smoke inhalation. She'll recover. Tom sat with Ben. Ben, what the hell happened? The ghost arsonist, Ben said flatly. He's here. He tried to kill Zoe. Ben, are you sure? Maybe it's just. Tom, I saw him, last night, across the street, watching. Tom was quiet. Then describe him. Couldn't see his face, but his build, his posture, the way he moved. Ben looked at Tom. It's him. I know it. Tom sighed. Okay, then we need to catch him. And Ben, he hesitated. I need your help, officially. I'm not an investigator anymore. I know, but you're the only one who knows this guy. The state fire marshal is coming, but they don't know the history. You do. Ben looked at Zoe, sleeping in the hospital bed. Okay, Ben said, but on one condition. Zoe stays protected. 24/7 guard. Done. Ben stood. Then let's catch this bastard. For the first time in 8 years, Ben Carter became a detective again. He visited every fire scene, analyzed burn patterns, interviewed witnesses. The state fire marshal, a woman named Sarah Chen, worked with him. You're good at this, she said, impressed. Where'd you learn? Boston FD. Long time ago. You should come back to it. Ben shook his head. I'm only doing this for one reason, to catch the man who killed my wife. Sarah understood. Then let's catch him. They worked for 3 days, piecing together evidence. Finally, Ben found something. A pattern in the target houses. Look, Ben showed Sarah. All 5 houses that burned. They're all within sight of the fire lookout tower. Sarah frowned. You think? I think the ghost knows I live there. He's been watching me. And these fires, they're a message. What message? I'm here. I'm back. And I'm coming for you. Sarah looked at Ben. So what do we do? Ben's eyes hardened. We set a trap. Ben's plan was simple. I go back to the tower, alone, visible. The ghost is watching. He'll see me, and he'll come. Tom shook his head. Ben, that's suicide. No, that's the only way. He wants me, so I'll give him a target. And if he burns the tower with you in it. Ben looked at Zoe, who was staying with Sarah Chen now, safe and guarded. Then make sure Zoe knows I love her. Tom reluctantly agreed. Okay, but we'll have eyes on you. Snipers. Backup. Fine. But stay hidden. If he sees you, he'll run. That night, Ben climbed back into his tower, turned on the lights, made himself visible, and waited. Hours passed. Midnight. 1 a.m. 2 a.m. Nothing. Ben started to doubt. Maybe the ghost wasn't coming. Maybe. Then he smelled it. Gasoline. Ben looked down. At the base of the tower. A figure. Pouring accelerant in a circle. The ghost. Ben grabbed his radio. Tom, he's here. Base of the tower. Copy. Moving in. But Ben didn't wait. He climbed down. Fast. The ghost saw him. Struck a match. Don't. Ben shouted. The ghost paused. Looked at Ben. And Ben finally saw his face. It wasn't a stranger. It was someone Ben knew. You. Ben breathed. The ghost smiled. Hello, Ben. Been a long time. It was Marcus Webb, Ben's old partner from Boston FD arson investigation. The man Ben had trusted, worked with, considered a friend. Marcus. Why? Marcus's smile faded. Because you left me, Ben. After Amanda died. You quit. Abandoned the unit. Abandoned me. That doesn't. I was your partner. Marcus shouted. We were supposed to catch the ghost together, but you gave up, and you know what happened. The ghost kept killing. 3 more women died after you left, because you weren't there." Ben was stunned. "Marcus, so I decided," Marcus said coldly. "If you won't stop the ghost, I'll become him. I'll make you feel what those families felt. Loss, pain, grief." Ben's blood ran cold. You killed Amanda?" "I killed Amanda," Marcus said. "I killed all 7 women. I was the ghost all along, Ben. And you never caught me, because you trusted me." Ben couldn't breathe. His partner, his friend, the man who killed his wife. "Why?" Ben whispered. "Because I could," Marcus said. "Because I'm better than you. Always was. You were the bloodhound, but I was the ghost, and ghosts don't get caught." Marcus struck the match. The accelerant ignited. Flames erupted in a circle around the tower. "Goodbye, Ben," Marcus said, and disappeared into the smoke. Ben ran, through the flames, chasing Marcus. Sheriff Tom and his team arrived, trying to put out the fire. But Ben didn't care about the fire. He cared about Marcus. He found him at the edge of the forest, running. Ben tackled him. They hit the ground. "You killed her," Ben screamed, punching, over and over. Marcus fought back. They rolled, struggled. Finally, Marcus pulled a knife, slashed at Ben, cut his arm. Ben grabbed Marcus's wrist. They fought for control. "Why Amanda?" Ben gasped. "Why her?" "Because she was yours," Marcus spat. "Because you had everything. Wife, daughter, respect. And I had nothing, so I took it from you." Ben's rage peaked. With a roar, he twisted Marcus's wrist. The knife fell. Ben punched Marcus one last time, knocked him out. Sheriff Tom arrived. "Ben, stop." Ben stood, breathing hard, blood dripping from his arm. "It's over," Ben said. They arrested Marcus Webb, charged with 8 counts of murder, multiple counts of arson. He confessed everything. The 7 women in Boston, Amanda, the 5 houses in Ridgemont. All him. The ghost finally caught. 2 months later, Ben and Zoe stood at Amanda's grave. "Mom," Zoe said softly, "Dad caught the bad man, the one who hurt you." Ben held Zoe's hand. "Yeah, sweetheart. He's gone now. Does that make you feel better?" Ben thought about it. "A little, but mostly, I just feel grateful." "For what?" "For you," Ben said. "I spent 8 years punishing myself, hiding in that tower. But you kept me here, kept me human." Zoe hugged him. "I love you, Dad. I love you too." Ben didn't return to the fire tower. Instead, he took a job in Ridgemont, fire safety inspector, teaching kids about fire prevention. And every day, he picked Zoe up from school. Because Ben Carter learned something Amanda had tried to teach him. The job is important, but family is everything. And being a father, being there, was the most important job of all.